So I had like two themes in my life. One was female empowerment and the other one was technology. So I
Okay.
felt that the two kind of came together at one
Okay.
point in time,
Okay.
and and it almost felt like I was walking on a high diving board, and that I spent 25 years kind of getting up the stairs and then walking towards the end and kind of stepping
Mm,
back and going forward and stepping back. And I
mm,
think once I made the
mm,
jump, it was like, woohoo, I did
mm.
it. There's no turning back.
Okay. Woohoo! And then, oh, okay.
No, there wasn't
No?
really an okay kind of thing. No, it was I was genuinely
Exciting.
excited because
Okay.
I felt that probably for the first time I'd actually really found my purpose.
Okay. Yeah. Your IG, your Instagram account is it's Mike on a mission.
Yep.
You kind of explained how you connected the dots between, tech
Yep.
and women empowerment. But was there maybe a personal experience
Yep.
at work or in your personal life that led you to this? You're very committed to this. It's a purpose that is beyond yourself.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, so I'm a mother of three teenagers. I have a 21-year-old, a 19-year-old, and a 17-year-old. I'm married. I've had a very successful career.
Boys or girls?
My eldest is a boy, then a girl, then a boy.
Okay.
So I'm a mother. I'm a partner. I'm a caregiver, but I'm also a CEO. And I realized actually during my career that for a lot of women that have to juggle a lot of things, their health is at the bottom of the Maslow curve, right? So you take care of everybody else, the children, the employees, your partner, your family, whatever comes. But for me, I realized when I turned 40 that I hadn't really been taking care of myself.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the gym. I was overweight. I wasn't doing any exercise, but also very basic medical things that you and I need to do just because we're a woman, like a pap smear, like a mammogram, continuously like, oh, I don't have time this month. I'll do it next month.
And even mental health,
Oh,
right?
let's not even go mental health. For me, the big trigger was about my physical health and well-being.
Yeah.
So when I came across the term FemTech in 2018, I was like, wow, this would be such a game changer for me because it means I'm no longer 100% dependent on the medical healthcare system that operates from 9 to 5 when I'm also a CEO, when I and outside of 9 to 5, I'm the caregiver, the mother, the partner.
Yeah, yeah.
So I thought, how amazing would it be if we can use technology to democratize the health and well-being of women? So when I came across FemTech, I thought, oh my God, this is it. This is the missing link. This is what I've been looking for. And when I started to dig into this a little bit deeper, I realized that we actually have what we call a gender health gap.
Yeah.
And the gender health gap is basically the care that women need versus what they can get from the existing healthcare system, just because we don't know enough about the female body.
Yeah.
And
I came across a few fun facts about this,
Yes.
even before
yes,
we were supposed to do
Yes.
this. So it's really a topic that I like to learn about this. So there were a few things. First, that when they test the cars, the
Yep.
crash tests, they only use mannequin but
Yep.
male,
yeah,
which is, up until a few years.
Yep.
So I'm not talking about something in the past.
yeah,
This is crazy when you think about it.
yes,
There was also this thing about medication.
yeah,
The dosage is based on men,
yeah,
not women. And the last thing was very scary. It's about the, stroke when you
Yeah.
have a heart attack.
Yeah.
It's not the same symptoms
yeah, correct.
from a man. A man, it's the arm, you have a pain in the arm, in the left arm and in the chest. For women, it's not that at all. And many women, when they go to the emergency, saying they feel, something's bad when, I guess,
Yeah.
when you're going through that. And they got told they're stressed and anxious.
Yes. So what you're describing is basically the gender health gap,
Yeah.
which has come about because traditionally the whole industry has been focused on men, and women have been treated like little men. Basically the closest to a 75 kilogram male is a white female. So everything we know about the women are basically focused on smaller white males. And all the things you describe are true. So it wasn't until 1994 that it actually became mandatory to include women in clinical trials, which means that, to your point about the dosages of medications, or if you look in the news about drug recalls, a lot of the drugs were not properly tested on women because they were not included in clinical trials.
If we just rewind a little bit, you left your job when you were like in corporate, and then you started freelancing, and then you switched to being a business owner, to founding your own business, because it's a bit different to be a freelancer. Well, you're independent, but it's not exactly the same thing as having your own business, but also you have clients and you're independent. So tell us about the switch. Like, how did you switch from corporate to freelancing, from freelancing to having your limited company in Hong Kong?
Sure, okay. So when I started working in interior design, I was working for a very large hospitality firm, and we were working on 5-star hotels in Macau, and it was a great experience. What I mean? Coming from Canada, where you just do a lot of like big box stores over and over again. You have to be able to work on like 5-star hotels in China and Macau.
That's pretty cool.
Wow, it would take so long to advance your career like that if you were in Canada.
And you have budget, so you can go wild if you want.
However, at the time, I had very little connection with the gold gilding, and
it's very Macau style.
Yeah, it was over the top, and I didn't feel like my heart was into it.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was so early in the sustainability world, and I would talk to my bosses and say, oh, don't you think you can train your designers to become lead APs, or we can propose this to our clients. And they would say, oh, Rowena, there's no need for that. Nobody cares about sustainability. Our clients don't care about sustainability. It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
So
yeah. When was that?
A stab in the heart. Yeah. That's like, say, 2006, 2007.
Okay.
Working in Hong Kong, and I had a lot of opportunities. I was doing great things, but then the financial crisis happened. And I went to a funeral in the U.S. and got an email saying that I got laid off.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, whoa.
At a funeral.
It was kind of like there was
like no shame.
Yeah. You're in a low part of your life, and it just like...
And you wonder, and you wonder, how can this be even lower?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. However, at the time, I was already freelancing with a friend, and we were starting to do some interior design work on the side.
Okay.
So when that happened, I called him up and I said, "Guess who's full time now?"
Yeah.
So
blessing in disguise.
Yeah, it was definitely a blessing in disguise.
Okay.
Because I had started freelancing, knowing that one day I would love to have my own interior design firm, but
it's scary.
Yeah, I didn't have savings. I didn't have, he was living at home with his parents, and I was paying for everything myself. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just, put one toe in, and then let's see how it goes,
Yeah.
But this was my big kick in the butt to actually like dive in.
Okay.
And I am so happy that that happened, because otherwise I would have never gone full in, you know. Yeah, it wasn't easy at the beginning.
I imagine, yeah. So how long did you work as a freelancer before then switching to your own business?
Oh, I think we were only doing one project.
Okay.
It was, yeah.
So then what happened? Because you had this business partner.
Yeah.
So you had your business with this co-founder.
Yeah.
And then how did it happen until you found your niche that is your purpose and that suits you but
Yeah.
not him?
Okay. So we, because I'm from Canada and he's actually from Hong Kong, so
Okay.
we had started a partnership together, and we are both passionate about sustainability, and
Okay.
so we started the company with the idea that we were going to have a sustainable interior design company. But then what happened after, you know, is that we kind of had two directions, and we were pulling, you know, he wanted to do more retail stores in China without that
Okay.
kind of like ethos. So it ended up me buying his shares, and then I just ended up taking over Liquid Interiors in Hong Kong, and he ended up moving away.
You had a great job in hospitality. You had a good salary. You had friends, social events to go to. Well, you know, a life in Paris, and you threw all that away. Of course, using this experience, you know, throughout other moments of your life, but you threw that away, and you arrived in Hong Kong, and you were so far from your comfort zone. And I kind of relate to that, because I also I did the same thing, basically. Good situation in Paris, and then one day you're like, okay, I'm going, you know, on the other side of the planet, and just start over and be no one there and have to build again. So I understand, but I would like to know what was your, why did you do that? Why did you take the leap? Were you bored, or was it something else?
Well, that's a very interesting question. So I've always had the entrepreneurial spirit, also because in Paris I was an employee. So maybe that's one thing. Deep down, I knew I wanted to start my own thing. But traveling so far away and starting from scratch, knowing no one. No, yeah, I had one friend. Actually, I knew one person in Hong Kong already back then. But yeah, let's say pretty much nobody. I mean, sorry, Marianne, but it's just one person. It's not many people. I don't know. I felt like the taste, the love for adventure with a big A, you know, and just not knowing. I feel like this is so exciting when everything is spontaneous and everything is new, and you just don't know. So you kind of throw yourself at the big, you kind of jump in the emptiness.
Yeah. Were you scared?
Funny enough, again, I'm super naive, but no, I've never been scared.
Maybe I should have.
Yeah, again, you know, like my friends, I mean, bear in mind, I come from Perpignan, which is a very small town in France. So already like me moving to Paris, people were like, wow, you know, she moved, like that's a big move.
Yeah.
But then you're talking Paris to Hong Kong, then they were like, okay, she's an alien, you know, like.
Yeah.
And yeah, back then we were quite young, and I guess that helped also with the naivety. But when I arrived in Hong Kong, it was not exactly how I expected it. I thought, with the little money I had spared, I could live a month. Then I realized, maybe I could just live a week. So I need you know.
Hong Kong is very expensive.
Yeah.
But was there
the risk?
Yeah, sorry.
I think the love for the adventure and the.
But was there another moment of your life before that where you had this thrill for adventure before moving to Hong Kong?
Yeah, so before moving to not as much. It was like a click. I don't know. I felt maybe actually I was scared to get too comfortable into the life that I had back then. The job, the boyfriend, I don't know, like just easy kind of. Maybe I felt like, oh, maybe I'm too young. I'm not ready. Maybe it's not the right job. Maybe it's not the right place. Maybe it's not, I don't know. I felt like the planets were not aligned and there was something else waiting for me elsewhere. So I was going to discover.
Because otherwise your life would have been, which is not bad, but I guess many of your friends in France, same as me, their life is, you know, you have your boyfriend, you're enjoying, you're young, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, the past is, then you get married, then you have kids, and then you still have this job, and maybe eventually you have this middle life crisis later, and you're like,
Yeah,
I need to do something else.
totally. Yeah.
So after you arrived in Hong Kong, you very actively looked for a job. You ended up, after I don't know how much time, but you ended up working at Lane Crawford, department.
Yeah.
Sorry for the noise. A department store in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And you met a colleague there, and you told me that story. I think I would like the listeners to listen to this story of how you one night you decided that you were going to start an entrepreneurial project with your colleague. So how does this happen?
So yes, when I arrived in Hong Kong, I had to find a job super, super fast, as I said. So I managed to had like 3-4 interviews a day. I was like connecting with as many people that I could, and I got the job in 2 weeks back then.
Wow.
And then I could move out of the tiny shoebox / hotel
To a bigger shoebox.
to a bigger shoebox,
Yeah.
to a decent sized shoebox for one person. And yeah, I had this colleague of mine. We were traveling a lot. We were both buyers. So we're traveling a lot to Europe, to the US, and yeah, doing very long hours. And once in New York, we discovered the short grass, the grass shot, sorry, the hyper shot of grass.
Okay.
Yeah, grass juice.
Okay. Is
And
it really tasty?
oh, it's so tasty, but not good. Tasty.
Okay. Not good. Okay.
It's very flavory, but it tastes like grass, basically. Yeah. So you're like, you know, pinching your nose and just like sip it.
But you thought it was a good idea anyway.
No, because of the benefits we felt. Like we felt so energized, and we didn't like, of course we were so jet lagged, but we didn't even have time sometimes to go back on the time zone. So we were like discovering those shots of ginger and wheatgrass and this and that, and feeling so energized. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. Cold pressed juices. So yeah, when we came back,
That was the trigger.
yeah, that was a trigger.
Okay.
So then we came back to our very busy life in Hong Kong, and we were like, oh, we wish we had like those wheatgrass shots and those like cold pressed juices we had discovered back in New York.
Yeah.
And there was some juice companies already in Hong Kong, but nothing like, yeah, purely fresh and 100% cold press. So
you decided to do that with your
Yeah.
colleague
yeah,
at 5 a.m. in the morning.
yeah, pretty much.